They're in our homes, on our couches, and yeah, pretty deep in our hearts. Dogs are just our unwavering allies, right? They're this constant companion through everything life throws at us. So, how did we get here? Let's dive into this epic 30,000-year-old story.
But here's the thing, it wasn't always like this, not even close. If you rewind the clock about 30,000 years out on those frozen plains of Eurasia, we weren't friends with our ancestors, we were serious rivals. I mean, humans and wolves were the two top predators on the entire planet. We were both smart, we both hunted in groups, and we were fighting over the exact same food.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How on earth did this fierce competitor become our most loyal partner? How did the wolf become the dog? Well, the answer is a pretty revolutionary idea that completely flips the old story on its head.
You know, for the longest time, we all thought humans went out, found some wolf pups, and tamed them. But the latest science, it points to something way more interesting. The story, it seems, starts not with a human's choice, but with a wolf's.
That's right. The thinking now is that wolves actually started the whole partnership. This wasn't a story about us conquering nature. It was about a starving, clever animal making a very, very smart bet on a new way to get by.
So here's how it likely went down. It probably started with just one wolf, maybe a more timid one, an outcast that got kicked out of its pack. It's drawn to a human campsite by the smell of food. Now, in exchange for scraps, its amazing nose and ears act like this incredible early warning system for the humans. And the humans? They rewarded this behavior. So, over generations, only the calmest, most cooperative wolves got to stick around, and they had puppies that were even more tame. And just like that, you have a whole new species.
And this brilliant new alliance didn't just change our friendship with animals. It changed literally everything. This partnership would become the foundation for two of the biggest revolutions in all of human history.
Okay, so that first revolution? Agriculture. Picture this, a stray dog in some far away Indian village. He's nameless, just scavenging to survive. Let's call him White Paw. His life is about to change forever. And honestly, so is the course of history.
So White Paw sees farmers constantly chasing these hungry monkeys out of their fields, and his predator instinct just kicks in. He starts chasing them away too. A farmer notices. And soon, White Paw has a home, a collar, and a name, Ramu. He basically traded his total freedom for comfort and safety, and that was the first great contract between human and dog. And this same story, it played out all over the world. From Mesopotamia to Egypt to the Roman Empire, powerful dogs were there, guarding the grain that fed the first cities and armies. They were the silent, four-legged guardians of civilization.
But okay, protecting grain is one thing. The next step was even more amazing. Dogs helped us domesticate other animals. But that leads to a really fascinating question. How do you convince a predator to protect the very animals it was born to hunt?
Well, humans came up with this pretty ingenious method. So meet Jerry, a little Mongolian Bankhar puppy. He was taken from his mother and raised right alongside lambs. His whole world became the flock. He learned to see the sheep not as food, but as his family, and the humans as his pack leaders. All he wanted to do was make them happy, and in doing that, his hunting instinct was totally rewired into this fierce instinct for protection.
So once we learned how to redirect their natural instincts, it was a pretty short leap to actively shaping them. We entered the age of the specialist, breeding dogs for incredibly specific and sometimes wild jobs.
And wow, the results were just mind-blowing. We created Labradors to pull fish from icy water, tiny little Yorkshire Terriers to hunt rats down in coal mines, and Dachshunds whose whole body shape was literally perfect for diving into badger dens. I mean, from the Borzoi that hunted wolves to the Great Dane that took on wild boar, we sculpted dogs into living tools.
But you know, of all the traits we refined, one of them stands way above the rest. It became their superpower, their incredible sense of smell. We took this natural ability and just pushed it to almost supernatural levels.
Okay, to put this in perspective for you, a human's scent-detecting surface area is about 20 square meters. A bloodhound's, a staggering 120 square meters. It's not just a little better, it is a completely different dimension of seeing the world. And that power has some very real-world consequences. Let me tell you about Lux. He's a bloodhound who became an absolute legend in Kenya for his work tracking rhino and elephant poachers. His nose was basically a weapon in the fight to save endangered species.
So what kind of impact did Lux and his team have? Well, this number, it really says it all.
That's right, poaching in the All-Pajeta Reserve dropped by over 80%. And that's not just some statistic. That is hundreds of animals saved. It's a real testament to the power of this incredible partnership.
But through all this work, the hunting, the guarding, the tracking, something deeper was starting to grow. We were forging this